Rams in Chicago to take on the Bears. 3:30 Pacific, like I was saying. America's game of the week here. Gotta be. Bears catching 3.5 at home, plus 170 on the money line. 48.5 is the total. You know, home teams tend to do well divisional weekend, but that's usually because there's a bit of separation. There's the historical trend data from back when there were 2 buys. There's a number of reasons for that, but weather advantage and in having another dome. So Sunday is all about dome teams going outside to play in 40 degree weather.
Home team. What do we?
Now I think this is the one road team that will garner support from the market. And I think the Bears will once again be public and have fleas. Well, we overcame the fleas were overcome last week against the Packers. I could be wrong here, but just my gut is this is going to be like a pros versus Joe's game.
Polar vortex. Well, so I think most places, sportsbooks and sharps, have the Rams handicapped as their number 1 team, and I guess I get that to some degree. But man, you know, all over the Panthers last week because I don't think that Rams pass defense is that good. Now you got to go back to LA, then go up to Chicago where it's freezing cold. Again, look at what prevented the Rams from blowing out the Panthers. It was miscues on the offensive side of the ball. Drops.
The run game not being all that great.
Yeah, I mean, but Devontae Adams had big drops. You know, Stafford had some bad reads there.
In the red zone.
Miss Puka never drops anything. Devontae Adams never drops anything. And I just can't imagine you go back, you go home. Stafford, he's a little dome baby. He doesn't want to be outside. Last 10 games for Matt Stafford, outdoors in the rain or snow, 1-9, 16 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Rams last 10 games in Chicago, 2-8, -109 point differential. It's supposed to be 20 degrees, 18 mile per hour wind. And Ryan, you want to talk about good head coaches? Ben Johnson, who probably a dick, and comes off super cocky, talks a bunch of shit, but also I think is a good head coach. Bears practice
also designs nice plays.
He does.
Yeah. Calls nice plays too.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if he wins the Super Bowl, but the Bears practice. He's making the Bears practice in cold with no heaters. That is
he's
old
also got
school.
a little Dan Campbell.
That's old school football guy brain. Now maybe the Bears magical run finally comes up with them. I mean, I regretted not being on the Bears, and more so. I felt fine with the handicap. I felt like a lot of the stuff I said would happen in the Packers Bears game did happen.
Yeah.
I'm mad at myself for not hitting the old money line over on Novig. It was 8-1 at halftime. And I had that gut. And they were up 21-3 and I didn't feel good about it, but then I'm like, don't hedge out. But I was like, it's 8-1. I should take a piece. I didn't. Home dogs of 4 points or more. Now we're picking this at 3.5, but just kind of show you what neighborhood you're talking about. Home dogs of 4+ points, 9-0 ATS over the last 50 years in the playoffs.
You know, I meant to dig up how often this happens in the divisional round because we were. Now
I don't know if that's division round only or if that's home dog. Yeah, no.
Think about how rare it must be because before you had the bye too, so. The idea that you would be at home coming off a bye and still be an underdog. There aren't too many of those occurrences. I would be willing to bet.
Now stuff against the Bears. Obviously their defense has had issues, and you like a lot of the Rams angles there on the offensive side. I do think getting GJ back is big for the Bears. And the Bears, you want to talk about the ball not bouncing your way? It's weird. They've had a horseshoe up their ass, but they kind of didn't in that Packers game. They had 3 separate good forced fumbles that they did not recover. Maybe some of those break their way. Stafford, also like Josh Allen, incredibly banged up. You get that finger, whatever he did to that finger. Now they're calling it a sprained finger, whatever the hell that means. That's not going to feel good out in the cold. And he's a dome boy. Meanwhile, this Bears team is hungry as all hell. The place was literally shaking. Their home field environment, I underestimated. And yeah, this is just
They remind,
and also too the Rams defense has not been the same. I know getting Quentin Lake back, that almost scared me off taking the Panthers, but I'm like, you know what? This Rams defense has not been right. First 11 games, the scoring defense for the Rams, 16.3 points per game, number 1 in the league. Last 7 games, 28.3 points per game, 27th in the league. So it's clearly, then they've had some injuries, but clearly something is going on with this Rams defense, and this Bears team has incredible confidence. And I think they're going to, at very least, be a field goal game. So I love the Bears here at home as a home dog.
I certainly, yeah, I guess the only other thing is, are we at all worried about the Gator, like the emotional dump that occurred with the Bears defeating the Packers in the sense that they beat them? Or is it the idea that they've done that so many times this year that they've,
I mean, how many? And I fell for it a number of times where Ben Johnson's post game, he's ripping his shirt off, and the cheese grater guy. But sometimes sometimes these things, the momentum of this Bears team feels inevitable, and I'm not getting in front of this Bears wagon right now.
It is remarkable that it's like the horseshoe is up the butt. They're lucky, but they are still the 2 seed with a tremendous home edge.
Yeah.
And it does,
and they're playing a dome team, and it's going to be cold as shit.
Yeah. Well, I'll take the points. This was not necessarily one of the pickle games, other than the overwhelming sense that I get that the power numbers are going to draw. Like if there was a game that I was going to pick that this is going to be the consensus take for all the VSiN hosts or whatever, I think a lot of them are going to be on the Rams. I think the Rams are going to be a quote unquote sharp side this week. But yeah, I'm with you. I think 1, the momentum, the vibes, whatever you want to call it, but 2, we haven't even you said the negative about Stafford, but Caleb Williams turning into one of the finest cold weather quarterbacks we have.
I mean, again, he had some incredible throws, and you saw it in a big spot. Like, okay, that's why the guy was number 1 pick overall. And the crazy part is, and I've said this about some of his games previously, and I stand by it, I still don't think he's maximized his potential, which I think is scary.
Well, I think last year was a waste of a year. This is year 1 of Ben Johnson. And
I don't know if it was a waste of the year. It's like, he was. It was a rookie year.
It's a rookie year, but he more than most prospects needed someone to kind of, because he's got such good that he needed to rein in the bad, and I think that comes with good offensive structure, and that's kind of what Ben Johnson's been up to. And so that quarterback class is comical when it comes to like how quickly if it was a horse race, Jaden Daniels was crushing the field. And
he was in the conference championship.
He broke a leg and
2 road playoff wins,
and now he's an afterthought.
Well, I think again, the truth is somewhere in the middle. I think he'll probably have a decent
coordinator left him.
That is weird.
Like I'm going to go find another quarterback to work with.
Well, now it sounds like he's going to be another OC.
Listen, you don't leave you don't leave a generational talent.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes OC wasn't leaving after they didn't win the Super Bowl.
Not to be another OC. That's insane.
You're right, Ryan. That is a weird sign. And it sounds like there's some dysfunction in the building, which I was always told was only a Dan Snyder thing, but it feels like could be. It
sounds like Dan Quinn didn't want to fire his coordinators.
Yeah, but it sounds like
we're going to fire
ownership's meddling, which was always the Dan Snyder thing.
Yeah, we're back.
Give me the Chicago Bears plus 3.5. Kramer also on the Chicago Bears plus 3.5.